Hello friends, this is Nitin and I welcome you to my startup podcast channel Jazar Audio where we share real stories with real learnings. Friends, my today's guest speaker is Ninad Karpeji. Ninad ji is the highly acclaimed expert in our startup ecosystem. He is the partner in 100x.vc which is ranks amongst the top micro VC funds in India. Ninad ji, welcome to Jazar Audio and thank you for talking to us.
Glad to be here and delighted to be here and share my views.
So my first question to you, Ninad sir, is given the recent COVID-19 pandemic, what is the new normal for these startups now?
There are a lot of things. The new normal, everyone now has to work from home. The new normal also is a fact is people are consuming a lot of things digitally and all consumption is shifted from going out to consumption at home. So from both perspectives, this is new normal and these habits will remain in some shape or form even after we are post-COVID.
Right. So these are the two aspects, work from home and contactless delivery is what you're saying.
Correct.
So what strategies should startup adopt to survive and even flourish this pandemic?
So first part is important thing great startup founders should have now is resilience. And there are 3 C's as I would like to tell the startup founders they follow 3C formula.
Right.
Number 1 is cut cost. Number 2 is conserve cash. Number 3 is collect receivables. So these are 3 C's. But on the positive side, there will never be an opportunity in your lifetime where all your consumers are sitting at home. So go-to-market becomes that much more easier.
Right.
Go-to-market is that much more sharper and more focused. So it's really a great opportunity.
So post this COVID-19 pandemic, what new opportunities have evolved and how should startups grab these?
So there are challenges, but with challenges come opportunities.
Right.
Sir Winston Churchill has famously said,
Right.
You should not let a good opportunity a good crisis go to waste. So it is a crisis, so you should not allow it to go to waste. Fundamentally, from an opportunity perspective, going digital is a big opportunity. So whether it's education, whether it is consumption of any product, whether it is a channel which you are following,
Right.
You cannot now rely only on a massive distribution network. You have to look at online channels, subscription models, deliver at home, consumption at home. So all these are new channels, whether it's education, health tech related, agri-tech, agriculture now will require a lot of technology because people are sitting at home and consuming a lot more than before. So all these are great opportunities now coupled with the fact that we have close to 60 million micro and small and medium enterprises.
Correct.
All of them are now forced to go digital. And with this new deal of Reliance Jio with Facebook and WhatsApp, we will have massive digitization. So there is massive opportunities across a range of fields and areas.
And COVID-19 has greatly impacted the hospitality and tourism industry. What advice would you give to the startups who are in these segments?
So hospitality and travel are directly impacted because of COVID. Fully post-COVID, they will see some resurgence, but they will have to be prepared to a different format. So, for example, in restaurants, obviously you have to focus more on takeout. You have to focus more on single-serve meals, not buffets. You have to focus a little bit on if you have in-dining, obviously the capacity will have to be reduced. But restaurants, for example, which are not focused on takeout, single-serve meals, they'll have to change. So these they have to adopt in that sense. On tourism, travel probably will take some time to pick up, but you can't stop a person from traveling. It will come up some point or the other, but the shape and format will change, and one will have to be prepared for that different set of economics in travel and different dimension and different environments.
So in that case, if product innovation is one, is there something that they can change, like pivot to a different market or change their model or something like that?
Well, they can. So, ideally, if one has got experience or product in a particular area, one needs to first look at adjacent areas which are available and which can be done quickly. If that really is a no-go, then one looks at slightly different areas.
Ninaji, can you share any of the 2 incubated startups who have pivoted to take advantage of COVID-19?
So I'll share 1 or 2. We have a startup called Decadence. It is based in Delhi. They were and still are in the business of chocolate fudge. So
Okay.
fudge, whereby they have, which is a cross between a chocolate and ice cream.
Right.
And these are spoonable fudges which are delivered at a temperature on a dark kitchen and delivered through delivery platforms.
Right.
Then they realized so many people sitting at home, they quickly came out with monster bars and gourmet popcorn tubs. People sitting at home watching online, they quickly lapped up this new product.
Okay.
Another example of a company, Litifer, again based in Delhi. They had a buddy for small children called Hoggy. It was like a toy for kids from 6 to 12, which responded. Now, obviously, delivery being a little difficult, they
Right.
quickly made that entire thing on an online basis. So kids can actually have an online buddy now.
Okay.
So, I have immense faith in startup founders. They
Right.
pivot fast, they have high energy, and the intention is to win the market.
Now, we all know Class 1 of 100x.vc have been immensely successful, especially for these 20 startups which were incubated by you. And now we hear that you're also coming with Class 2 of the same. So, what are the 3 or 5 key traits that you look in a startup to incubate them and to include them in Class 2?
Great. We are now looking at Class 2. Class
Right.
1, we funded 20 companies. We are
Yeah.
now looking at funding around 10 to 15 companies. Our applications are open.
Okay.
You can write to pitch at 100x.vc, send your pitch deck, and we promise we look at each and every pitch deck. So what are the couple of things you look at, and so that your listeners are aware of it? First is we look at the founding team. What is the background, what they're doing, what they've done, are they raw, which are okay with it, but we look at the founding team closely. Market size. Is it a large market? Is it a niche market? Is it a luxury market? Is it a mass regional market nationwide? So we look at that. Business model strength is very critical. What is the unfair advantage or moat compared to a competitor or compared to someone who sees the product or service or offering and tries to compete with? There has to be an unfair advantage, either in terms of IP, in terms of scale, or in terms of business model. And we need a conviction of at least 5 to 10x returns. We need returns of that scale.
Lastly, sir, what are the common mistakes that entrepreneurs do?
So firstly, don't fall in love with your product.
Okay.
So most of the entrepreneurs, they want to disrupt the world, capture the world, but they're so much in love with the product that they think market has to accept the product. It's unfortunately untrue.
Okay.
There's no correlation that you really love the product, and if you want to make a massive change, the market will love it. So you have to focus on the market and the customer and what choices they are making. That's number one. Number two is, if it doesn't work, change. So don't be afraid of quickly changing if it's not working. You've come to the market, you've seen it fail, change. And number three is be open, ask questions. Ideas are fragile.
Yeah.
Ideas need nurturing. Ideas are not enough for execution. You need to ultimately execute well. And it's a very different skill required as opposed to conceiving an idea and building a product.
Right.
So you need someone to help you in that. So these are the three things I would quickly suggest.
Thank you so much, Ninad sir, for taking your valuable time and sharing great insights with us.
Thank you. Thank you for inviting me, and all the very best.
Thank
Stay
you.
safe, stay well.
Lastly, I want to thank all the listeners who took their valuable time to listen to this podcast. Keep rocking, be safe, and don't forget to share.